Hi everyone, how's it going? Welcome to another day of Ricky's Daily Crypto Review. Today is day 6, and I'm going to talk about ETH Denver, the events that I'm really looking forward to, and the lessons that I learned, right, from my strategies going to conferences like this for the past 4 years. So to start, let me talk a little bit more about what are some of the events that I'm really excited for this year, right? And obviously those are like the big event that I'm talking about. There's a lot of like the private dinners, the gatherings, and I have a lot of thoughts that I wanted to share later in the section. So to start, there's always the side event sheet, which most of you probably heard about and already checked. For those of you who are attending your first ETH Denver or crypto, right, who get into crypto new, always remember to check the side event sheet, right? There's always that to check around like different projects who are organizing different kinds of event. So I'm gonna attach this on tweet that I'm going to send out today. So if you haven't already, feel free to check it out. And it's gonna make your life in Denver so much easier and so much fun. So yeah, couple of events that I'm really interested and excited for. Starry House, 100%. Personally, I'm a holder of IP. I've been bullishing on Story for a while now. I think what they're building is way beyond crypto, and I think, yeah, I don't even know how to say more about how I'm bullishing on them. So I'm definitely gonna visit Star House, and I want to learn more about like what they're building for AI across IP. Right, I think they're building the future of on-chain Disney, which is pretty hyped up. Uh, Next event I'm pretty excited for, obviously Solana community ecosystem. A lot of people are seeing the SOL price crushing lately. Again, Solana is not gonna go anywhere, right? I think they're gonna do well. A lot of products built by my friend as well. Nilian, Kite AI, Eclipse. So I wanted to join and see what they are up to lately, and what are some exciting roadmaps I can learn and participate. Next, Sui. I'm pretty much bullishing on Sui. I have a little bit back on that. They are the no one blockchain, right? Built using the Move language. And I think a lot of people only know about their token because it surged a lot, but don't know about what actually is Sui. What are some of the ecosystem apps? To be honest, I wanted to learn more about that too. So that's why I wanted to go to this event. Next one, my favorite, BAS, right? It's organized by us, Stanford Blockchain Accelerator. We got a lot of good top tier speakers this time, right? And I think it's just going to be a shame if you miss that, right? You can see a lot of the co-founders from most prestigious crypto startups, investors, Keone from Monad, a lot of the founders in the Stanford blockchain ecosystem, right? So if you're an investor, right, especially you want to learn more about Stanford blockchain or cryptos, projects funded by Stanford founders, great event that you can't just miss. You just can't miss it. All right. Last one, Pantera Happy Hours, co-hosted by some of my friends at Omni Everclean. Would love to go there. I already signed up, and it will be a pretty exciting night. So that is that for some of the biggest event that I'm curious about. I also wanted to talk about how my event strategy have shifted and how I think it will be beneficial for you to learn from what I have learned from my previous conferences. As I get into crypto around 2020, this is my fourth ETH Denver, going to be my fourth. I started like going to events. Obviously, I'm a nobody, and I just go to just all these kinds of random events, right? I talk to everyone until I realize, maybe some of them aren't going to help me a lot, right? And then like the ROI aren't that high. And this is especially true after I started to build my own startup in 2021. We were building a company that helps the individual EV owners to keep track of how much carbon they offset when they drive EV cars and give them token rewards for that. So like after I become a founder, I become like extremely high ROI driven, right? So I'm talking about if I go to an event, I always sneak into the backstage of like the speakers room and I talk to every single one of them. There's once I remember I also sneak into a private investor only yacht party, which turned out pretty good, right? Because I was able to secure our startup for $500,000, which is there's a lot of things going on back in the days. It was pretty fun. I think if you're an underdog and nobody knows about you, like you've got to be brave, right? You just gotta to like sneak into these private exclusive parties, private dinners and stuff like that. Just make your own way out of it and try to make a name of yourself. But like gradually, as I started to know a lot more people in the space, a lot of friends, I realized like I'm not the old version of myself too. So I actually I I stopped, right, sneaking into these parties, trying to only talk to people who I think are way much higher class than me. Trying to I actually start this year. I wanted to spend more time really just hang out with my friends, to actually see what they're up to, right, and to see if there's anything that we can cook together. So I'm actually hosting a couple of like private dinners with very close friends. I'm attending some of the private dinner hosted by my friends. They're building really cool consumer applications. They're building very innovative infrastructures. So I think, yeah, this year I choose to be pretty chill. Besides of like all the big conferences, events that I'm going to, I wanted to spend more time hanging out with my friends. It, obviously, also the market is pretty bad, so I think just wanted to hear about how they think about the market. For me personally, I'm still pretty bullish, right? And I think that's pretty much it. Like to sum up, I think if you're a new person in the space, just go talk to anyone you know, right? And then to see if there are gonna be people that you really like, there are gonna be people you don't like. For people you don't like, just ignore about them, right? It's not gonna be part of your life anymore. But for people who you really like, try to build a meaningful long-term relationship. I always hate the word networking because I think that's too, I don't know. It just feels bad. Feels wrong. And I think try to build a long term relationship that's really gonna benefit you in the long term. And if there's like no, if you can't find any like top tier or private dinner, friends gathering stuff like that, try organize your own. Right? It's pretty simple. Like call a restaurant, gather like 5 to 10 friends, have some fun together. Right. I think next week is gonna be really fun, and I hope you all enjoy a week in Denver. Have a good one. See you guys tomorrow.